Hi, what's your name?
Vince Calabrese.
Vince, good to know you.
Thank you. Good to be here with you, Chris.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Why don't we start off and give me some background, just sort of tell me about yourself.
Okay. At 22 years old, I was on a car lot selling cars, and I was recruited by one of the principals of Morgan Stanley Dean Witter to go work for them as a stockbroker.
From a car lot?
From a car lot, absolutely.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, flattered.
And then at 24 years old, I found myself as an operations manager, running operations for First Source Financial. And from there, I was catapulted into sales. My drive and my ambition got me there. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I've been an area sales manager, a regional sales manager, even a regional vice president.
Yeah,
So I'm passionate about it, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah. And you've supervised people?
Yes.
If I ask you, how would you characterize your management style or your leadership style? What would you say?
Well, Chris, in the past, I've heard a lot of people describe their management style as one of a coach. I have to agree with that philosophy for myself. However, the difference between me and them is I know what kind of coach I am. Let's take Terry Knight, for example. He's a coach, but do you want him in your boardroom? No. For 10 years straight, the Green Bay Packers had been losing. Vince Lombardi was charged with the task of improving the team and improving morale. Mm-hmm. One day during practice, he blew his whistle and said, "Everybody stop. Come here and gather around." He knelt down, he picked up a football, and goes, "This is a football. Those are the yard markers. Those are the end zones. I'm the coach. You're the players." And it's that fundamental understanding of the basics that allows you to play the game. And that's what I do. I get my team back on the fundamental of the basics.
Yeah.
Once we get to that point, we identify that, then I identify strengths and weaknesses and work my team through that. So they have laser sight accuracy and they're dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. Armed and dangerous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, I mean, how's that paid off for you? Share with me a story of where that's worked.
Well, I have two. The one that I'm really, really proud of is when I was first charged with taking over as an area sales manager from a Nevada-Utah territory. I was looking at numbers and they were dismal. And I couldn't figure out why because we had talent. So took a look at the reports and I noticed a trend that we were only getting 20% of the business out of our approved accounts. I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't realize why, and then finally had an idea. You know what? Let's try something different. You know, if the account didn't have any activity for 90 days, let's rotate through the accounts and let's rotate account executives through these people. Get the right face in front of the right person because it's all about personality. It's about connection. That was a challenge at first because account executives or salespeople, if you will, are, "This is my account. You can't have it." They're very protective, like a pit bull. So trying to get them in tune with the idea. But what we did was we did that on a 90-day rotation. If they didn't have activity in the accounts, they had to turn it to another account executive. And we went through that, and 6 months later, a phenomenal thing happened. We reversed the trend. We were actually getting business out of 80% of our approved accounts. So no new technology, no new gimmick, just getting the right people in front of the right person at the right time to get business out of them.
Very good, very good. Well, I guess at this point.
And I'm sorry, second question. The second story is, and this one's really not measurable by sales, but corporate culture is sacred. The customer relationship is sacred. And one challenge I faced when I was a regional sales manager, and once you get to that level, you hear a lot more complaints. What I was able to do is I was listening to the ops side. The operations managers were calling me and going, "Yeah, your salespeople were they're giving my people a hard time. They're combative." And funny thing, in turn, I'm hearing the same exact thing from my salespeople. And finally, I thought of something. I'm like, I remembered saying, "Don't judge somebody until you walked a mile in their shoes." This way you're a mile away and you have their shoes. But let's focus on the first part of that. Is there wasn't a common understanding between the two groups. So what I did was I got the operations people out of their element. I got them out into the field with the salespeople. This way they could see the relationship, what they do, and that they actually work. Then also I got the salespeople inside to spend a day or two with the operations people, so they could see what they went through. You know, Because I mean, the impression of operations people is they sit there and Google all day, watch YouTube. The impression of salespeople is that, you know, what we do is we go out and golf all day and we have drinks with people. So after that was done, I asked a few people how it went, and one response was from an operations person, well, we didn't even get lunch. We didn't even stop for lunch. I mean, we just went to an account. I had no idea what they had to go through. And then I asked a couple salespeople, and one response I remembered was, that was fun, but I never want to do that again.
Yeah.
So,
and living with rejection is tough too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't. They just thought it came easy,
Sure.
both sides.
Yeah.
But what happened was, after I did that, they both had an understanding of each other. They also had an understanding of our culture, and they came together.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, they came together great. And what happened was, you had the salespeople trying to help the operations people along. Like,
Right.
hey, I know you're going to run into this problem.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, I had the operations people, you know, having some compassion for the salespeople.
Right. Well, I guess maybe you've already answered this in a way, but if a company's got maybe 2 or 3 good candidates for a position you'd like to have, why should they hire Vince?
I would say my ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome. You know, as a business climate changes, so does the game plan. What worked in the past may not work in the future. You get a lot of things out of me in a very small package, and not because I'm short. Because I have varying experiences. I have drive, ambition, understanding, compassion, and an overall understanding of people and making people work. I also hold sacred, like I said previously, corporate culture. Corporate culture is so important to keep that intact.
Yeah.
And if you lose that, you lose your identity. The company loses identity and direction. So with that, with my drive, my ambition, my capabilities, my understanding, and my innovation, I think that's why I make the best candidate for you.
Yeah. Well, I think you're a very pleasant, entertaining
Well,
guy.
thank you.
You're obviously very capable, so I'm
Thank
sure
you.
any company would be fortunate to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure. Nice chatting with you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.